LakelandCarKeys.com. I'm currently working on a 2014 Nissan Pathfinder. This just got a new transmission from Nissan, and we have the CD that has information for the shifter strategy in it. So we're going to go ahead and try to program this. I'm going to try using my Otofix EvoScan Ultra. Now, I did one of these, a video on it. I believe it was like a Murano or a Rogue or something. I did not too long ago, and I was able to use the Otofix to do it. I don't remember the exact process, so bear with me as I go through the menus and try to figure out where I was when I did that other vehicle. All right, so auto detected the VIN number, and we're just going to go ahead and select Nissan. Do that. This has a standalone repair. All right, so we got our VIN information. It tells us it's a 2014 Pathfinder. All right, so we might have been undercoding. Let's go into coding. All right, so I don't think this is what I want to be in. But let me let this run, and then I'll go back and we'll find the shifter strategy. All right, so what that menu did bring up was the ABS, BCM, multi-AV, which I believe that's auto video, the HVAC, electronic power steering, and the sonar system. None of those are what we want, so we're going to go ahead and escape out of that. Let's see what the advanced functions are. All right, so when it does the advanced function scans, it will give me transmission. So we got active, test, continue, variable, transmission, oil cooler, and then there's some special functions. So we have the CV transmission, deterioration, clear memory, G-sensor calibration, clear learning value, engine brake adjustment, erase calibration data, forward, and then read IP characteristics and write IP characteristics. And I believe that's what we want. So I'm going to just go into read. Alright, this function is used when replacing TCM. This function saves IP characteristics data, which is recorded to the TCM and diagnostics appointment. So let me go ahead and read this. Alright, so it says it was done reading, but it doesn't tell me what the information I read was. So that, alright, so here we go. So when we get into write the data, it's going to ask us to save the data with corresponding functions to be tested, or input manually, or scan the QR code. And that's what we have here. We have this QR code, but we have the numbers here that we can enter manually. So this is what we want to go in. All right, so it tells us to make sure the vehicle stopped, the engine is off, the selector lever is in the reverse position, and the accelerator is depressed. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off the engine, power it on, put my foot on the brake, put the shifter in reverse. I'm going to set the park brake so we don't roll off. And then it wants us to depress the accelerator pedal. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Alright, this execution was successful. Please perform the steps below. Turn off the key. Wait minimum 10 seconds. Alright, it's beeping because we're not actually in park. Alright. Alright, so now it tells us to put it in park. Alright, we'll go ahead and hit OK. Alright, so it says please enter the IP functions. You can scan the QR code, get a picture. So I'm gonna have to put the phone down and try to use two hands to see if my scanner is gonna be able to scan this QR code. Alright, so I was able to scan the disc, and the information they came up with looks like it's in some type of hex code. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. And it just tells me the data was written successfully. So I'm gonna escape out of that, but I do want to go back into there and see what the information would have been if we went to manually enter it. Oops, I'm sorry, I was supposed to. Alright, so we want this into reverse, and we're going to depress the pedal. Alright, shut this off for 10 seconds. Alright, turn that back on. I'm gonna hit OK. Alright, put our shifter in park. Hit OK. Alright, please enter the IP features. You can select, or you can scan the QR code. The QR code. Alright, so it does allow me to put these in, but it doesn't really say how it's written in there. So that I'm not 100% sure. I'm just not sure of if what it read off of the QR code was the right information. So let me go ahead and escape out of here and just what was this original fault? Because I don't think it's going to throw a code saying that your shift strategy was not correct. Alright, so it tells us, it just gives us a general transmission code. That was the passcode P1F70. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and erase that, because once we scan that data in, it should have allowed us to do everything that we need to do with our transmission. All right. So I just went for a test drive, and I came back and scanned the codes, and there's still a code for continuous variable transmission judder. That's what we just programmed, to shift the judder, but it does say it's a pass code, so I don't know how many miles this vehicle has to see before this code actually erases. So I'm going to let the shop go ahead and go for a test drive and have them put some miles on it and monitor it and scan it and make sure that that code actually goes away. Because this is what we went ahead and did the programming for. But, you know, the status is passed, which is good. But it might need, just might need a certain amount of mileage before that goes away. Alright, so that's programming the CVT transmission on a Nissan using the Otofix EvoScan Ultra. I'm sure any of the higher end Autel scanners, which that's the software this program runs on, will do it. So you should be able to go ahead. Just remember, if you can't scan the QR code, there is some codes on the top of the label that you can just go ahead and type in, and that will get you the information that you need also. Alright, thanks for watching. LakelandCarKeys.com. Alright, so I'm still here, but I'm sitting in my van, and I just went through everything, and I was able to go and do a full system scan and erase all the codes, and that judder code did erase it and didn't come back. And I took it for a second test drive, and it shifted smoothly, and everything else went through like it was supposed to. There was some other warning lights that were on there before I started, like the tire pressure, the monitor sensor, and there was a warning for the key. And once I did that full system reset, all those warnings went away. So they might have been something that was just tripped when the battery was disconnected when they changed the transmission. So I'm fairly confident that that strategy was programmed into the vehicle properly. Like I said, it runs, and I did another test drive, and I'm not going to say shift through the gears because it's a CVT transmission, but I was able to get up to speed and go into reverse and come back. And, you know, when you shift the selector, it shifts smoothly, and that's another indication. A lot of times when you have that CVT judder, it'll give you a little thump when you change the shift selector. So, like I said, I'm fairly confident that that was all programmed in there, and that was another successful job. And yeah, we'll just move on to the next one.